Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Finwin playing Project Zomboid, and today we're going to cover a new topic. Today we're going to talk about farming. Now, farming can be really easy or really tricky, but it's very slow. That's the only problem I have with it. It's very slow. Okay, so first let's talk a little bit about what you'll need to get started on a farm. You're going to need a trowel. You're going to need some watering cans. I recommend starting your farm as soon as you can, because as soon as the water gets shut off, you need to have either a good water supply, or you need to have like a rain barrel or somewhere that's accumulating water, because they use a lot of water. Watering cans, gardening spray, they hold 20 units of water, which I believe is 4 water mugs, or 4 mugs of water is 4 units of water. So just to give you an idea, these watering cans hold a lot of water, and they're also pretty heavy. So a few things real quick. The kind of ones, or let's see here, the ones that you don't want to plant outside, that you want to be able to, or you want to plant them under an overhang, is carrots and radishes. They have a maximum water level. If you overwater them, you can kill them. But I've actually planted them outside and had no problems. I'm not going to plant them this time. But we're going to come out here and, oh, that's the other thing I need to do real quick. We need to clean up all that blood. We're going to start a garden out here, but the zombie blood will immediately make our plants sickly. So I'm going to grab a dish towel, and I'm going to grab some bleach. I'm going to grab more than one. I wonder how that works. Anyways, we're going to go out. It drives me nuts that there's this blood stain. I guess it's in this. It's like, where is this blood stain? It's in here. Clean blood. There we go. It was driving me nuts. That's been there since the first day in the house. Alright, so let's come out here. We're going to clean up some of this blood because it will contaminate our plants. So I want to make sure we get all this blood cleaned up. I wasn't sure how I was going to treat it with the bleach on the ground. I guess apparently bleach on the ground is fine, but blood will make them sick. I don't know. So we're going to clean up all this blood, and we're going to put our plants out here. Now, another thing that has been talked about, I don't know if it was ever confirmed, was don't plant your plants directly next to each other, because if one of them gets sick, it will spread, or gets diseased, it will spread. So to cut down on that, you can plant them further away, and then, or plant them at angles maybe. I was going to try at angles. So let's start out. First, we're going to dig. So I've got a trowel in my inventory, and then I've got my seeds that I want to plant. And I'm going to plant 4 of each one. And it's going to be, I'm not going to bother with spreading them out. I realize that means disease can jump between them. I do have some tobacco, which can be, I believe, I'm not positive, I believe tobacco can be used to help with diseases or such on your plants. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to dig some holes, which means we've got a trowel in our hand. I'm going to plant 4 of each one, and I've got broccoli, potatoes, tomatoes, just those 3? Yeah, so just those 3. So we're just going to do 4 of each of those 3. And the reason I want to do this right now is I want to do it before the water gets shut off. I am going to want to get a fence built around this as soon as possible. If a zombie walks over your planted area, it will stomp your plants down and kill them. Additionally, your zombies, if a plant is tall, zombies can hide in the plants and attack you. Alright, so now that we've got that, let's look at our seeds. First thing I always plant is tomato, because they're tall, so I plant them up against the wall. So we're going to sow our tomato seeds back against that back wall by the house, because like I said, I like to have them to where they're not blocking me from getting to the other plants. So they're always the back row. Then let's go ahead and do some potatoes. So let's open a pack of potatoes and plant those. Okay, potatoes are done. Now my character is getting tired, so I'm going to go sleep real quick, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, I'm back. Now I decided to go ahead and I'm going to plant some of the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and dig and plant The main reason I'd pick just those 4 is that they have the longest or the shortest rot time, I believe. So tomatoes have a 12-day rot time. Potatoes are 28. And then, what was the other one? Broccoli is 7. What was the last one? I think it was, yeah, carrots are 8. So let's go ahead and we're going to plant the other stuff too. So far I've got potatoes and I'm going to go ahead and throw those in here. So we've planted potatoes and we've planted tomatoes. Now let's go ahead and plant some broccoli. So I'm going to open a broccoli package. We're going to sow some broccoli. Now here's how I do this. As soon as this one is halfway grown, and here's the order it goes in. It's seedlings to start, then young, fully grown, ready to harvest, and then seed bearing. Wait until they're in seed bearing before you do anything. That way you can get more seeds and continue the cycle. Now, another trick is if you have a water bottle in your inventory, move it into your bag, or you'll try to water your plants from your water bottle, and it's a pain in the butt. I hate it. So to get any information about the plants, we just right click and do info. And now we see that these are seedlings. So what I do is I start my first 4 when they're seedlings. As soon as they're young, I start my next 4. So when I'm harvesting these, so when these get to seed bearing, these are halfway there, and then I harvest those, and then I wait till these are young or fully grown, and then I start, or about to be fully grown, and then I start the next batch. That way I'm constantly cycling through a batch of plants. Now here's why I recommend going ahead. It takes 2 bouts of water, 2 times watering your plant before it is fully watered. So you want to make sure, if you keep in mind or bear in mind that it does take 2 of these things of water. So we've already emptied out 1 can, just watering 2 plants. That's it. And those cans are big. I mean, it's again 20 units of water. So if we didn't have any water, we'd be in trouble. If we didn't have any water supply. So it's real important. Now rain helps. That's one positive about it, is if it rains, it will water your plants. So rain is helpful. Let's go ahead and finish that. And now we're probably out of water. So, yep, that's it. So that's why it's a good idea to have a water supply so that you can just run in, fill up both your watering jugs. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to go through so much water just planting your plants. Once they get watered, especially depending on the season, usually the rain will save your butt. So just keep that in mind, that you do want to do, if possible, try to get your plants started before the electricity goes out and the water supply gets turned off. So I'm going to go ahead and water these and finish planting them, and I will be back in just a moment when it's all done. Okay, welcome back. I have finished planting and watering my garden. I decided not to plant carrots and radishes for now. I've never actually killed one off. I've had them planted outside before, but I just don't see a point with that coming out there. I think I'm going to plant them over here. Usually here's how I set this up, is I build a fence around the outer perimeter and it goes around, so all this is enclosed. Then I will open this window and build a second floor. So I'll start a second story that goes out over here. I'll have my fire over here so that I can be standing underneath the overhang, far enough from the fire that the fire doesn't start the overhang on fire, but still allows me to see the food as it's cooking. And then over underneath that overhang over on this edge is where I'll put my radishes and my carrots, where I can better control their water level. Plus I want my gardening to get a little higher up. Now here's an important thing to note about the gardening. You don't actually gain any gardening levels until you harvest food. So for now, I've gotten nothing. I did all that gardening and I did not get a single bit of farming, not gardening. I did not get a single point in farming because I haven't started harvesting anything yet. So it's important to get those started before you lose your water and your electricity. And that's all we're going to do for there. I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff into here. So this spade allows us to dig up dirt. Now, fertilizer will cut down, removes 20 hours off of the current growth cycle of the plant. So I could add this fertilizer to those outside plants, especially things that take longer to grow. You can use spades and empty bags to collect dirt and move the plants to your roof. So if you build like a downtown base, you can actually put your garden on the roof. All you have to do is take that spade, go outside and dig and put the dirt into a dirt bag, then take it upstairs and you can create your actual garden on the roof. And this is helpful again because the zombies will trample it. Now I'm gonna have to get a fence built. That's gonna be my next big project, is getting a fence built. You might have noticed when we were outside. Let me get rid of these water and I'll go show you. Worms are used for, I believe you can eat them, but they make you really unhappy. But worms are used for bait when you're fishing. Now, I'm nowhere near any kind of water for fishing in this part of the map, but you'll see outside I've got these stacks of logs. I've been collecting logs using my axe, which I'm going to equip again in both hands. So I come out, I cut down a tree. For some reason, I can't cut down this tree. But I can cut down these. So you cut down a tree, you pick up the logs. I collect all the branches and twigs. Branches can be used to make more axes. Twigs can be used in your fire pits. I can also use branches in the fire pits. Oh, somebody's screaming, which means they're making noise. So we'll just pick up our logs and then I take them over and I drop them on the ground over here. The first starting wall is log walls, and then from there you can also build home walls. You can build a whole house from scratch. So that's all I'm doing right now, is just picking up all these logs and dragging them over there, and it's slightly exhausting work to do. So that's all we're going to cover for today. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how I set up my farms. For those that are experienced players, I'd love if you comment. Do you have any farming tricks that you like to use to increase your harvest or to make sure you have a higher success rate? When do you usually start planting? I start planting right away, or as soon as I have the means to do so, because of the fact that you don't want to lose your plants to lack of water because the water's been shut off. And I don't have a rain barrel built yet because I don't have a saw. I don't have a saw to turn these logs into planks, and the few planks I did pick up, I've picked up a few and I've used them on the windows. So this window has 2, and then that window over on the other side of the house has 1. I need more planks. I need a saw. I don't have quite the carpentry level yet to make a rain barrel, so that's something I need to do, and I need to do it soon. So I need to get to work on carpentry, which is what I'm starting on now. So that's another thing, is get your carpentry up to be able to make yourself a rain barrel as quickly as possible. You're gonna need those rain barrels for that gardening. It's helpful later. It's helpful later in the game whenever you end up getting some more rain, because the rain will take care of watering your plants for you. And as long as you don't have those 2 very unhappy, which is radishes and carrots, then you're usually okay with having plenty of rain take care of your. Oh, why am I going into the trees? I just want to cut this one. Screw it. I'm going to drop this. So that's all we're going to do for today. I hope you guys do enjoy this short and brief episode of how to do gardening. Just basic stuff. I'm not doing real advanced info here. So I hope you enjoyed. Please do subscribe, comment, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.